What's up, y'all? Chris here to give some quick post-fight or brief post-fight thoughts on last night's fights. Um, Guess I'll start off with the boxing because I think that's what I watched first. First off, Rocky Martinez, Juan Carlos Burgos fight. I, along with the HBO commentary crew, although I usually don't agree with those guys, not in all aspects, I'm a little bit biased to say the least. But I did think that Burgos got the short end of the stick on the decision. Now, I'll say this. Throughout the fight, I thought it was a pretty competitive fight. I thought there were a lot of rounds that were close. I thought it was more competitive than Ward and Kellerman would lead you to believe. I thought Martinez was having success in there, especially when he would put Burgos' back to the ropes. But I thought Burgos was doing more damage, particularly with the body shots, obviously. And I just thought he did more throughout the fight. I thought that he obviously landed more punches, but I thought he did more than enough to win the fight and the title. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. I don't think the one judge that had a draw that's too egregious of a scorecard, but the guy that had it 116, 8 rounds to 4 for Martinez, that's terrible. How you can only give Burgos 4 rounds is beyond me, but it's boxing, so I'm not surprised. All right, as far as Triple G, Gennady Golovkin taking out Gabriel Rosado, pretty much what we expected. I said beforehand, I tweeted on Twitter, whatever, beforehand that let the Max Kellerman Triple G hyperbole begin. And it was in full force. He compared him to both Mike Tyson and Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. Max Kellerman, much like Jim Lampley, always wanted to push a guy. Just infatuated with a certain guy, just go blush over him to no end. But I was surprised that Triple G wasn't able to drop Rosado. He hurt him, he beat the hell out of him. It was a one-sided fight for the most part. But he never really hurt him real bad, rocked him, and didn't drop him. Not to say that Golovkin doesn't have serious power, but I don't know, maybe his power is not as legendary or as explosive or as powerful as we've been led to believe. But either way, a good win for him, especially if he wasn't at 100%, what it sounds like he wasn't. Seems like a likable guy in the post-fight interview. Almost seems like a Klitschko. He has a little bit of a language barrier, but comes across as a really nice guy. Kept calling Rosado a good boy. That's what we'll call Golovkin for now. Good boy. Triple G. Gennady, good boy Golovkin. Good win, though. I hope to see him keeps winning or gets another win. I want to see him against Martinez sometime this year. All right, main event. Mikey Garcia, Orlando Salido. Garcia handled his business for the most part. I figured if there was anyone going to be knockdowns in this fight, it'd probably be Salido, but not the case. Garcia dropped him twice in the first round. You're thinking, damn, this is going to end early. And Mikey did drop him in the third and the fourth round. The thing that's crazy is Mikey's so composed and he's so set in his ways and his style. It may one day be too. It may hinder him. You didn't really go for the kill any of the times that he knocked Salido down or any other times in the fight. Maybe a couple times in the latter half of the fight, he hurt Salido, and he would kind of go on the attack, but he would never really stick with it too much. He would kind of just settle himself down, not get too wild. But he dominated this fight. Salido had times later in the fight where he would start landing some bombs. I think it was around 5 or 6. He landed some pretty good shots on Garcia. But Garcia took him pretty well, If there are any questions about his chin, it held up pretty damn well here. And then he came back and fired right back at Salido. So, although he's a composed boxer, we've seen that he definitely got some fight in him. He's willing to get down there and get dirty when the time calls for it. And we've seen he's got power. We haven't seen that kind of power from him. We've seen him not got power. It wasn't against the level of opposition that Salido is. Although Salido's been down, plenty of times before in the past. But, Garcia just pretty much dominated this fight in all aspects. It's unfortunate the way it ended. You're going to have questions about Garcia just because of the way it ended, Guys get their nose broke. It's boxing. But it doesn't seem like it was just him. It seemed like Robert Garcia, his brother/trainer, was also all in on, calling it a night. They had the fight locked up. I imagine Garcia wasn't going to lose the fight at this point, but it is unusual to see a fight stopped on a broken nose. I don't know, what's bleeding everywhere. It didn't look that bad, but, I'm not in there. I'm not the one in there getting hit. So, either way, though, good performance overall by Mikey Garcia. And if there's a rematch, I don't see things going much different. I imagine Garcia takes that one as well. Real quick on the UFC tip, just main event: Vitor Belfort knocking out Michael Bisping. Good win for Vitor. Most people, including myself, thought he was going to get it done. He'd get it done in the first round by punches. Didn't. Got it done in the second round with the head kick, something we haven't seen from him before. Obviously, that's probably come from training with the Black Zillions. So much for Michael Bisping's long-awaited title shot at middleweight. Vitor called out John Jones afterwards. Don't see that fight happening anytime soon, a rematch. Don't see him get Anderson Silva anytime soon either, but good win for Vitor, and he just hangs around. The guy's been around for a long time. Got a big win here, and still relevant in the UFC and in MMA all these years later. That's it for now. What are your guys' thoughts on any of the fights I mentioned? Any in particular, or which ones you enjoyed? Performances. What do you think about the guys afterwards? Whatever. Talk about this stuff maybe on this weekend Science Finance Radio Show. I'll be doing that shortly. Links to that and everything else Science Finance related, as well as my Twitter information part of the video. As always, that's it for next time, or till next time. I'm out.